It's the bye week. Heading into week 8, the Rams are off, but Matthew Stafford is the MVP of the league. I'm about to tell you why. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Kick, and Twitch. And in addition to that, I just want to remind you guys that today's sponsor, of course, is Sleeper, and you can get 100% sign-up bonus match up to $100 using my code JKB. So if you're looking for a daily fantasy platform that's going to give you the best bang for your time, essentially, look no further than Sleeper. They have fantasy football, they have fantasy basketball, they have dynasty, they have baseball, they have the whole thing. And they also have a $20 free entry that you can get on the action with. Again, no deposit needed. So be sure to check out the $20 free entry. And if you want to add a deposit and you want to get in on the action, use the code JKB. It lets them know that I sent you. So Matthew Stafford is 5-2 with the Rams this season. He has 19 big-time throws, which leads the league. He has 17 touchdown passes, which leads the league. He has a 66.1 completion percentage, 160 completions, which is 4th in the league, 1,866 yards, which is 3rd in the league. He has 11 drops, by the way, so that hasn't helped him. 7th in the league in that. 9.5 yards average depth of target. He's 2nd in the league, and he's 4th in passer rating at 109.3. Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He is. The numbers back it up. The film backs it up. It's 20-plus yard passing numbers. He has 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's 2nd in yards at 566. He has the most big-time throws according to PFF, 14. He only has 2 turnover-worthy plays, 17 first downs, which is the most in the NFL, and he's 130.6 passer rating, which is 4th. In intermediate passing, which is 10 to 19 yards, he has 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. He has 539 yards, which is 2nd in the league. He has the most big-time throws with 5. He has 2 turnover-worthy plays, 30 first downs, which is 2nd, and 100.5 passer rating, which is 3rd. Then, in the 0 to 9-yard range for short passing, he has 10 touchdowns, which is the most by a mile, 1 interception. He's 7th in yards at 688, 42 first downs, which is 3rd in the league. And he has the highest passer rating, which is 116.5. Stafford is great on all levels of the field. There's not a throw he can't make, and the numbers show that. The red zone numbers are astounding. Stafford has 14 touchdowns, no interceptions, 109.3 passer rating, and he has a plus 7.5 expected points added. He's only taken 1 sack, and Stafford's the only quarterback with 10-plus touchdowns and no interceptions on red zone attempts this year. He's got 14 touchdowns in the red zone. This is not normal. We don't normally see this. The Rams like to pound it. They like to run the football in the red zone, and they're having a lot of success with Matthew Stafford. In play action, Stafford is 8th in completion percentage at 73.1. He has 699 yards, which is 2nd in the league. He has the most touchdowns in the league, 8. 0 interceptions, 8 big-time throws, which is the most in the NFL, only 1 turnover-worthy play, and he has a whopping 134.5 passer rating out of play action. Matthew Stafford is only responsible for 5.2% of his pressures, which is 3rd among qualified quarterbacks. However, he's been pressured 91 times and is putting up these numbers. It is pretty crazy. PFF has this offensive line rated 27th, and they've had different combinations. They have a left tackle who essentially barely got any offseason work due to blood clots. They have a left guard who's only started 2 games this year in actuality. They have a center who's not playing the best football, a right guard who's dealt with an ankle issue this year, and a right tackle who basically their starting tackle, the longest tenured Ram, he hasn't been good. He got hurt, and now they're using a young, inexperienced right tackle who's playing well, but this isn't anywhere near the top offensive line in the NFL. However, under pressure, Stafford thrives. 5 touchdowns, no picks. That's 2nd in the league. 595 yards, 2nd in the league. 9 big-time throws, tied for the most in the league. 13.1 average depth of target, which is the most among qualified quarterbacks. And he has a whopping 95.8 passer rating while under pressure. So what happens when you keep him clean? He's got 12 touchdowns. He's got 2 interceptions. That's third in the league. 6th in yards, 1,271. He has 10 big-time throws, which is tied for the most, and 115.7 passer rating, which is good for 8th in the league. All the while, this man has dealt with 91 pressures in total this year. He's played up against 3 top 10 scoring defenses in Houston, who's number 1, the 49ers, who are number 7, and Indianapolis Colts, who are number 8. The Eagles weren't exactly an easy matchup either, to be fair. Here's the deal. Matthew Stafford, I don't want to go as far as to say he should have won in 2021 because, to be fair, Tom Brady had an incredible year. But Matthew Stafford only has 2 Pro Bowl seasons. 2. He doesn't have a Super Bowl MVP, even though he's the only quarterback in NFL history to win the Super Bowl and throw 3 touchdowns and not win it. He was the first quarterback to ever have 6,000 passing yards when you combine the postseason and the regular season. He is, simply put, he's going to probably go down as the most underrated quarterback in NFL history. I don't think people realize it. And they'll tell you, no, the media gives him plenty of love. Matthew Stafford gets plenty of love. There's no wrong. You might think that. People who know ball definitely give him love. But this guy has 2 Pro Bowls. The year he had 41 touchdowns, he threw for almost 5,000 yards. All anyone talked about was that he had 17 interceptions and he was tied for the league lead with Trevor Lawrence. They didn't give him credit. He didn't even get a Pro Bowl that year. And he won the Super Bowl. Anyone else in his position would be treated differently. But for whatever reason, Matthew Stafford is not treated fairly. He is absolutely the MVP. He's vital to the Rams. In the Stafford era, the Rams are 3-7 without him. That's 2 wins with Baker Mayfield and 1 with Carson Wentz. That's not a winning formula. He's too vital. If you want to use Puka Nacua against him, saying it makes it easier for him, well, he just dropped 35 on the Jacksonville Jaguars with the wide receiver that a lot of people were saying was washed in Devontae Adams. Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington. His leading receiver was Colby Parkinson. It didn't stop him from throwing 5 touchdowns against a team that was 4-2 coming into this game and a team that was forcing the most turnovers. Matthew Stafford is so far beyond what more than half of the league is. You watch Michael Penix Jr. on Sunday Night Football against the 49ers, and you see right away him throwing on platform is not even as successful as Matthew Stafford throwing off of it. And it's not just him. It's not just to point him out, but it gives you an example. There are so many players around this league. Trevor Lawrence threw for way more yards than Stafford. He didn't look any bit like Stafford did. Stafford's been pressured 91 times. 91 times. 91. And he's putting up these numbers. The 27th offensive line, according to PFF. They've been better as of late, but give Stafford his credit. And it's not like he has a 2,000-yard rusher, soon to be, in Jonathan Taylor or Saquon Barkley last year. The run game's been good, but it hasn't been epic. And now with Puka Nacua out and playing half of the last game, he's 2-0 without Puka Nacua. Matthew Stafford is the MVP of the league right now. Things can change. And trust me, looking at the second half of the year, there are some good defenses. Things can absolutely change. But one thing is for sure in my mind. Going into week 8, Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFL currently and he should be the favorite to win MVP. There are betting odds around football that would have you believe he's not in the top 5. That right there is why I'm making this video. Do I have to make this video if I'm a Bills account? No. Everyone knows Josh Allen's going to be getting opportunities to win MVPs. Patrick Mahomes, no issue. Drake May is getting more love than Matthew Stafford right now. His odds are better. Baker Mayfield gets more love than Matthew Stafford. Jared Goff is getting more love than Matthew Stafford. That is why this video had to be made. I don't just throw my opinion out there and have wishful thinking that people are going to agree. I'm always going to bring up stats. I'm always going to bring up key elements to back up what I'm saying. When you look at every single thing Stafford is qualified in metric-wise, he's top 10 in everything. He's top 5 in most things. He's having an incredible year, and I still don't even feel like the offense has truly gone where it's going to. So there you have it. Matthew Stafford is the MVP to the first 7 weeks of the NFL season, and we'll see if he continues. But I'll tell you right now, he's absolutely deserving, and the Rams could very well be 7-0 right now. And by the way, they've scored more points than they did in 2021, the year they won the Super Bowl, through 7 games. And Matthew Stafford is pretty much on par. He's actually thrown more big-time throws than Matthew Stafford did through the first 7 of his first year in LA. So buckle up. I think this offense showed you against the Jaguars, they found something, and they're only going to get more dangerous. But it's time for us to start viewing Stafford not just in the top 5 conversation, not just top 10. No, he deserves just as much conversation as Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and so forth get. He might not be blazing fast, have the dual threat ability, and he might not be loud and marketable as marketable as others, but he's just as good. And we are seeing it this year, a reminder that he actually was always at the top, and really, he's just been the most underrated quarterback, regardless of where he was located at the time. Those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Be sure to check out today's sponsor, Sleeper. Again, JKB is the code, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, folks. Later.